Good evening, and welcome to Insomnia Radio. Hello and welcome in. My name is Nate Innoceni, aka Not Too's Pokemon, and welcome to Insomnia Radio, the show where one of us hosts and the other two compete to host the next episode. Speaking of competitors, I'd like you to introduce my co-hosts, Aaron Perez and iWillTheGamer. Say hello, gentlemen.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello, people of the internet.
Hello, people of the internet, indeed. As I said before, in this show, one of us hosts and the other two are actively competing to host the next episode. As you can see, I was the victor to emerge from episode 2. And, I very cleanly defeated my adversary, Aaron, over here. It was no contest. There was some fouls on the judge's part that kind of gave him a shot when he really shouldn't have had one. But, water under the bridge. We're here. All is right. I am sitting in this throne. We are good to go.
I just let him talk, guys. Okay.
Just let him talk? No, come on, guys. You're supposed to. Hey, it's a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a podcast, not a speech. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
So for those who are wondering, we're going to break the fourth wall a little bit this episode. All right. We are about, 3 days out from Indianapolis regionals. We all arrived home on Sunday, and it is now Wednesday. So we are fresh off of the regional weekend. Still, everything is, fuck. I mean, family friendly. I'm sorry. Bleeping it. It's okay. Editor, iWillTheGamer. Bleep it. By the way, guys, music in this episode is brought to you by Glitch X City. And here we are. So, guys, how's everyone doing this evening? How are you all feeling after this weekend?
I'm feeling a little tired, definitely. It's a little jet laggy. Plane,
How long was your commute home?
Got delayed.
Oh, you got delayed. Come on.
Yeah, I got delayed like about an hour. It kind of sucked, but like I kind of wanted it to be delayed like 2 hours because then I would have gotten like a refund and a flight back home. Should have been nice.
Okay. So you were delayed enough to be inconvenienced and have it ruin your schedule, but not enough to get compensated for it. Delightful.
Yeah. Can't have everything in the world.
That's the standby lifestyle, man. I've heard nothing but horror stories from you.
Standby? No, there wasn't standby. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, why would I fly standby?
I thought you normally did that. All right, sorry.
No, I'm a grown man.
He's a grown man. He's upgraded.
I've been a grown man. I don't know.
He gets beaten by the airlines like the rest of us now. The normal way.
All right. I drive everywhere.
Yeah, same man. Same. I rarely ever fly to these things anymore, but I'll always prefer one that I can just shoot on over to in like a few hours. My commute was great. 3 hours 45 minutes. No accidents on the highways, nothing like that. I actually had a really good experience. Will got caught in a couple of typhoons on the way there.
Listen. It was literally someone's wild coyote was running loose in middle of Arkansas and Missouri. I had no idea what was going on.
I'm on the phone with this guy, and it just
he just calls me, and then like primordial sea just activates, and I was like, what the heck? And
I can't hear what he's saying. He can't hear what he's saying. It's just a nightmare.
Oh my gosh. For a second, you scared me right now because I thought you were saying you couldn't hear me. And I was like, oh no, my mic. But no.
No.
But no.
Y'all sound great.
But in the car, yes. I was like, brother, I might have to call you back. But I got through it. 6-hour drive, by the way. I think I had the longest commute out of both of them. But
definitely combined.
But I will tell y'all, the 6-hour drive was just smooth. I I literally just played music. I listened to like Pokemon videos, talked to my girlfriend, and I got there. I wasn't tired. I was a little tired after I prepped when I got there, and then when I left, I wasn't even tired. I was tired on the last hour coming back, but I wasn't tired at all the whole drive. So it was pretty chill.
He was locked in. He was heading to a competition. You know, you were ready to take names.
I'm ready.
Yeah, guys. This in Insomnia Radio, we like to open up every episode with a little bit of small talk. You know, we like to kind of break the ice and get caught up on each other's lives. However, I think it's pretty safe to say that we're all literally coming from the same location. We all did the exact same thing, although
what did we do?
Results.
What
did we do?
Yeah, what
guys,
did we do?
We competed at the Indianapolis Regional Championships this last weekend. Very first regional of Pokemon Champions. And man, boy, did our results vary. Boy, howdy, did they vary. I guess we should probably go into that a little bit. Let's talk about our tournament experience, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's start with you, my man. Let's start with the William himself.
Oh,
the William of the Eye.
Oh, no. All right.
Go for it.
Me real quick. Man.
Oh, look at this guy. This guy can Google his name and find something. That's crazy.
Hey, Google me. Google me. I'm just playing. So this weekend at Indy, I actually played the Big Six. It's a team from Francesco in Italy. It's Aerodactyl, Charizard, no big deal. It's just the Big Six. But I did watch a lot of the replays, and I did watch the document, read on the document basically. Because it's funny, the Friday of, I woke up and was like, I'm playing T-Tar. I'm convinced I'm playing T-Tar. I practiced this the most, and by 12 o'clock that day, I had the pace for Aerodactyl Charizard, and I was like, yeah, we're just locked in. My opponents, my three opponents I all played have day 2'd before. They've played very, very skillfully against me, and my first round was Thomas Colleen, and he was a demon. He was a real life demon. I'm not gonna lie, but I think I took that to game this game 2. I didn't do anything special. Scott, I took him to game 3, and I think it was just
It's not bad.
I was not ready for his Aegislash. He brought Aegislash. He didn't bring it game 1 or 2. And I never brought Charizard because I was afraid of this Toad. And truthfully, I just gave him too much respect. Because I could have brought Charizard and just like, if he ever did bring out Drizzle. Because I think I've learned enough with weather to not use your weather off a turn, like the turn you bring it in, or just like off rip. You try to just like bait out their weather. But I don't know. I didn't want to get myself into a match where I felt like I was trying to play that mind game. So I just never brought Charizard. But yeah, he just played way better and took advantage of Aegislash because I kept bringing Sylveon. And the game 2 and 1 where he brought Hydreigon, Sylveon just demolished and just went to house. So pretty much rounds 3 through 7 was pretty fun. Shout out to my round 4 Lake. Shout out to Lake. His real name's Lake. And we were chill. We were just chill because that was when the disconnects happened and the connection. Oh yeah. My goodness.
For those who don't know, let me cut you off for 1 second. Well, for those who don't know, for a little bit of context, round 4 lasted 3.5 hours. Someone kicked a cord or unplugged a cable or did something or another, or there was just some kind of outage. And Pokemon Champions is an internet-only game. It requires the internet in order for you to be able to play on it. And so for 3.5 hours, we were unable to connect to the internet on our systems, and therefore unable to continue the regional. So round 4 lasted all that time. Some people were able to get their games done before the big disconnect. Other people got like some games done and had to continue the set 3 hours later. And some people just had no luck until the very end. So it was just... It was a little bit of a hiccup, I'll say that.
A little bit of a hiccup is crazy. I I finished my match. They said they were taking a break by 1:30. I literally finished my match at 12:45 and was like, what am I supposed to do till then? Like, oh my god. Then the issue was still persisting. But anyway, Lake was super chill. I didn't want to be that guy like, hey, well, what's your team or nothing like that. I just wanted to be chill as possible. He was chill as possible as well. I feel like if I was stuck with anybody else, it probably would have been more awkward than anything, but we were just chill. I was happy to have a conversation with him, so super cool guy. His matchup was a little scary because it was the Sableye and Archlodon, but he never brought Tauros. I think he brought Scizor, but I was able to play around that and just had a good game. Round 5, Anthony with the Hippowdon. He had a very interesting take on Hippowdon Sand with the Lycanroc. I'm not gonna lie, I just figured that if I could find a way to take advantage of Charizard with Solar Beam and get the Hippowdon out, it's fine. I also brought Sylveon real heavy in this game because, you know, Mega Gyarados is dark and is weak to Fairy, and I tried to minimize most of my physical tactics as much as possible because I respected the Skull villain a little bit too much, but it got to a point where we got to game 3 and I was like, yo, if we ball, if I get burned, I get burned. And I think Garchomp got burned with Rock Slide, but Rock Slide still did what Rock Slide does, which is flinch when you need it.
For sure.
There you go.
Noah Neal, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember much about his match. I think I kept getting slept by his sleep powders, but I think it was a pretty decent match. I think it was pretty solid. Now round 7, this is where like I said, this is my first positive event, and this is where I'm already 4 wins and 2 losses. I'm like, honestly, whatever happens, hey, like I already got to this point. This is good for me. Like,
yeah, guys. Will opened up 0-2, so you know he was on the. You have to go X2. You can only lose 2 games before you are out of the tournament effectively. Like, you cannot make day 2 at 3 losses or more. So this guy lost 0-2 at the very beginning of the tournament. Lost his first 2 rounds. It has just been on that fence the entire rest of the tournament. So on a crazy win streak from that point forward.
Yeah, literally. Like, I'm just like, you know what? If I happen to lose, hey, 4-3 is not bad. I'm used to 4-4, and then we'll just keep going. I'm not going to lie to you. First of all, the guy's from Brazil. I don't know if he came all the way from Brazil to play, or he lives and he's still, you know, connected with Brazil. I'm not sure how that works, but I saw he was from Brazil, and I kind of looked him up. He's like top 30 in Brazil, and I was like,
okay,
interesting. Cool. And we played and we had a really solid set. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of like one of those like moments where you black out and you just play, and I can't tell you what exactly I did, but I won 2-0.
There we go.
We shook hands and that was it. I wanted to chat a little bit, but I think he just left. I was like, oh man, okay. And then my round 8, I'm feeling good. I'm happy. I was like, bro, I've never been 5-2 before. This is insane. Jeremy Odina. I pulled Jeremy Odina. It's like an old head that came out to hang with the kids again, bro.
He's a veteran, yep,
I was
for
like, what the heck? Because I used to like watch a lot of the Sun and Moon regionals, and I would see his name pretty often. And the fact that I remembered off rip when I saw his name was like, there's no freaking way. Anyway, I won't get into it too much because I don't want it to feel like I sound salty, but I was so close. Man, I think it was the I want to say he had the Floette and Pelipper, and I mega my Charizard to get Sun, and at some point, just know that the Floette protected and the Pelipper is 1% HP. 1% HP. I don't even think this Pelipper has Y-Guard. If I can like click his team and see. Let's see. Pelipper. Okay, no, it does not have Y-Guard. But I want you guys to see it has Rain Dance. Okay? manual rain. This is a very important key to the story. He protect the Pokemon next to Pelipper protects. I click Heat Wave because at this point, I just think that both will do damage to knock out both. And I think I had something pressured to the other Mon too. It's probably Ironhead into Floette if I had to remember. But one thing for sure, Heat Wave missed 1% Pelipper. And you can only guess what Pelipper did. Rain Dance.
Rain Dance.
This is some stuff that I will never forget for the rest of my life. How I missed day 2 by missing rain. How I missed Heat Wave. I might not ever play that move again, y'all. I might not.
Your day 2 came down to missing a 10%, so you had a 90% chance to make day 2 that turn. And you got the 10.
Now I won't lie, I could have still tried to play better in game 2. He destroyed me in game 2, so it really doesn't matter because I didn't win a game, but I had so much momentum. I feel like I was really putting the gas on the pedal, and my momentum it just died right there. Pelipper said, "I'll take that, thank you." So, but no, that was my run.
You were riding a very thin line the entire day, playing this constant balance beam between two large buildings on a little walking wire, and all it took to make you fall off the thing was missing a heat wave against a stupid pelican.
You know, the crazy thing is I can't even be mad. I had some good RNG. Like one of the rounds, I had double rock slide flinch in 2 games back to back. So like, I guess eventually it was time for me to have some RNG in someone else's favor. But overall, it was a really good tournament. It's my best performance yet.
Yeah.
All my opponents were chill. It was one guy that just like walked off and didn't want to talk, but I was just like, I get it. It's fine.
Whatever.
No,
every person you beat, you eliminated.
Happens.
Everyone you beat, every single opponent that you played that you beat, you eliminated. Will. Every one of them.
I just wish that Thomas or Scott, if y'all happen to watch, this is just, I love y'all, but like, why didn't y'all do better than me? Why? Why didn't y'all do better than me? Y'all day 2? What happened? I just, oh my goodness. I wanted to get top 256. I feel like 5-3 deserved top 256.
And where did you end up sitting?
281, bro.
281. Resistance wasn't good to you, and your only
opponent's resistance was crazy, huh?
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Oh well, hey, I consider you a winner for the weekend.
Thank you. You know, it was fun though, especially picking up a team the day before. Who knows? I think like if I had better matchups and better like practice with myself with the team, who knows what would happen. But I like one thing I learned for sure: if I have a guaranteed knockout and I know a mon's going to protect, I'm just going to take the guaranteed knockout and not risk a 90% accurate move. I learned that.
Yep, that's what you do.
It's
risk versus reward. That's the game we play.
And honestly, I really respect the player because it's like, hey, that's what you got to do to get yourself back in the game. It's a crazy call from him, but like at the same time, like, hey, that's the call you got to make. And sometimes those calls go in your favor, and sometimes they don't. And that
sometimes
time, it went in his favor. So, W to Jeremy, though. I loved our set, bro. Loved our set.
Aaron, my brother.
I also noticed, wait. We still talk about Will. It's his spotlight. You faced like every weather in your run. Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I did,
like
actually.
every single one.
I faced sand twice. I faced rain twice. And I faced
rain 3 times. 3 times rain.
1, 2, 3, yeah. Huh.
Yeah. And you get a Ninetales in there.
So I just suck against rain.
Actually, wait. That's 4 times. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you faced it 4 times.
Let's see.
I mean, rain and sand are tailored to be your worst matchup.
You can count Scott as rain, semi-rain at least.
I wasn't looking at Matthew. Matthew was the one I was missing. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is insane.
It is insane. Hey, listen, 5-3, not quite top 256, but in spirit, you were there. You had a legendary comeback run after a really rough start. Honestly, insanely commendable. Thank
Thank you.
We have an even better result to report. That's right, guys. I'm gonna give the floor to my boy Aaron here. He's gonna talk about his crazy days. He had 2 days.
We can do that, or do we save best for last?
No. I don't want to talk about myself. Go, Aaron.
We're still gonna pull you up.
Go, Aaron.
Okay, I mean, I ended up finishing top 32 at this event. It's kind of what I needed right before NAIC next week. To replace a couple BFLs, so I'm pretty happy about it. I wish I could have clutched out the last round. That if I clutched out the last round, I cut. That'd be my first cut ever. Which would have been really nice.
Yeah,
and
you literally came down to that last round, dude.
Literally came up to the last round, and if I had,
it was close too, right?
Probably. We'll get into it.
All right.
We'll get into it. But like travel over to Indy was fine. Like I flew into Chicago, go down with a couple of buddies.
Okay.
So had plenty of time to, get situated, get into the Airbnb, go over some last minute prep, and just let it rip the next day, whatever. Round 1. This is probably the round I remember the least. This was like the guy's first tournament. I think his name is Ryan.
Yeah, I have it pulled up.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, Ryan Holbert, yeah, first tournament. He pulls up with Wim Glim, Zard stuff, and I'm like, sick. I love Wim Glim. I love playing against Wim Glim. It's so simple. So I can't even remember who was it. It wasn't Shohei. Did Shohei make Wim Glim, or who am I thinking of that made Wim Glim?
It's some Japanese player was the author of the team. I don't remember who.
Yeah. It was somebody. Anyway, I mean, like, look, solid team, but super prepared for that matchup. So that one was like an easy 2-0. I don't really remember. Like I said, I don't remember like what exactly happened those 2 games, but I'm pretty sure like one of the second game was like a 4-0, and the first game was probably like a 2-0. So pretty comfortable there. Round 2, I didn't read the name correctly, and I thought I was playing Peter Chen. So I was like, it's like, 1,000 people. You think you'd face like a couple new people, like newer people more often, but it's like sometimes you get like the short end of the straw, face a prominent player, or at least a well-known player. So I was like, oh, okay, we have to lock in for this. And so he's just playing. Obviously, he's just playing regular like Zard stuff, Zard good stuffs with Mega Aerodactyl.
Big 6.
Yep. Big 6. Oh, is that what they're calling it right now? The Big 6? Okay.
Pretty close, yeah.
Big standard 6, yeah. I lose game 1. I didn't lead the best, but I used that game to get like a lot of info, because everybody knows now on our open team sheets we have to have natures listed as well.
Mm-hmm. That's
so
right.
It was super crucial to be checking that, and in fact it's probably the second most important thing to be checking, if not the most important thing, because a lot of stuff comes down to honestly speed tiers, and if you know your speed tiers and your opponent doesn't, like, it gives you a pretty serious advantage. So like I said, game 1 I lose, but I find out 2 really crucial things. One, the Zard is speed tying my king, and the Garchomp is slower than the Zard. So I changed my whole game plan. I lead Viv. I didn't even say what team I brought. That's my bad. I ran some sort of like Trick Roomy kind of team. I had Farigiraf, I had Mega King, Garchomp, King Gambit, Sylveon, and Pavilion. And so that next game, I just lead Farig Pavilion, and I just start putting everything to sleep. Everything went to sleep, and it was kind of just game over those next 2 games. Like, he really couldn't do anything.
He didn't prep the fifth matchup, and he got punished for it immensely.
I mean, that's not necessarily. I mean, like you said, the team has answers for it as well. Like, he could have brought Arrow anytime. He just didn't, and you just get punished for it. So.
Oh, I'm looking at your round 3 right now. This is man, this is the teacup.
Let's not get into.
Not to be mistaken with the matcha cup. This is the teacup.
We'll get into it. But after I finished round 2, I a small talk with the guy, and I realized, I read his name wrong, and it's Peter Chung, not Peter Chang, and it was this guy's first tournament as well. So really nice guy. Was a little nervous, obviously, first tournament, but I mean, he was having a good time, so it was good to hear. And then we get to round 3, and I'm on my phone, like, looking at the next person I'm about to play. An epic name pops up of who I'm playing, and this guy's name is Strummer Icenoggle. And I was like, man, I do not know what to expect with this, but sick name.
People in the comments, where does that name come from? I need to know. I need to know what region I'm going to be visiting soon.
I think something like Denmark.
It's like Icelandic, man.
I would think that too, but you know what? Let us know if we're saying it wrong. Like, maybe it's Strumer. Strimer. I don't know, man. I don't know. Cool name though. Super, super cool name. I get to the tables. He's there already. We exchange a little small talk, and round starts. We exchange team sheets, and he hands me his team sheet. I look at it, and pretty much the best way I can like describe this team is this is exactly what a Strummer Icenoggle would run. Like, to the T. This team exemplifies Strummer Icenoggle. And so I look at the team sheet. I'm seeing Tinkaton. I'm seeing Sableye. I'm seeing Mega Glim and Mega Floette. I see a Gyarados. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I see, I always forget this mon's name. Is it Poltergeist? Poltergeist. Okay, yeah.
Poltergeist.
It's a Poltergeist. So, well, if you want to bring that up.
Yeah, I have it up.
Can you click on the
Strummer's team? We got to see this.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got this team memorized, but for everybody who's watching it here, we have a Lumberry Tinkaton, Fake Out Gigaton Hammer, Protect Helping Hand. We got Citrus Berry Sableye with Fake Out Taunt and double screens. Mega Glim, standard moveset, 3 attacks, spiky shield. Floette with stored power, dazzling gleam, moonblast, protect. Gyarados with a mystic water with waterfall, ice fang, taunt, protect,
-1 yawn point to Will real quick. Hold on.
No!
Sorry.
Oh. Finally.
Sorry. I gotta be fair. I gotta be impartial.
And the creme de la creme, the cherry on top. We got a Poltergeist, White Herb. Stored power, shell smash, baton pass, protect, And so I'm looking at this team and I'm like, oh wow, this is like literally just set up and just sweep. He's got stuff. The only problem with that is that I have a Farigiraf and I have a King Gambit. And I know those two could pretty much just sweep his entire team. So I proceed to get my Farigiraf to +6. I am nasty plot Farig on this team.
Oh my god!
I just led Farig Vivilion. I slept everything. I went to +6, and I just went to town. I let Vivilion die really early. Set up Trick Room, and King Gambit and Farig just like swept both games. I did not have to bring my 4th mon out like whatsoever.
I ain't never heard someone say get +6 with Farigiraf. Nasty.
Oh yeah.
Nasty plot.
Oh
Her
yeah.
voice is insane.
Oh, I mean, I could, but I mean, he has like 3 ghost types almost on there, so I wasn't really clicking it that often. But I mean, he kept on protecting. I was like, okay, I'll just take advantage of those protect turns, and I'll just get the +6 free. He's not doing any damage to me, obviously. Like, you got 2 mons with stored power that can't really hit Farig. You got a Sableye who can't do anything into it. And you have a Gyarados who can do a little bit, but is just powering up the King Gambit, who OHKOs both of, his main damage dealers in the Glamora and the Floette. So, it was pretty easy. Pretty easy, but, like, fascinating team. And after the games were done, we talked for a little bit, and he had, like, told me, he's like, oh, man. It's like, Farig Gambit is, like, my worst matchup. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of tough. It is kind of tough. And he's like, yeah. He's like, my first 2 rounds were, like, super easy. And I was like, oh, yeah, who'd you play? He's like, oh, yeah, I just 2-0'd Cybertron, the round before. No. If you want to take a look at his, Will, if you want to take a look at his run right there.
No, yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, and if you look at the first 2 rounds of his teams, they're the exact same. And he legit 2-0'd both of these guys because he said this was like an easy matchup for him.
Like, super easy. Zhang slacking didn't prep his Poltergeist matchup. That's crazy. How could you neglect such a prevalent Pokemon in your prep?
That's insane.
Look, Strummer Ice Nuggle just does what Strummer Ice Nuggle does. Okay, that's all I can say. Nice guy though. Nice guy.
Strummer Ice Nuggle cementing himself as a legend.
Hey, if I catch a Sableye or a Tinkertoad, I'm gonna name it Strummer just for him.
Hey, there you go.
Strummer, incredible.
Yeah. So at that point, I'm 3-0. I'm feeling good. And round 4, infamous round 4, I end up pairing into my buddy Logan Castro, who I've played a couple other times before in tournaments, and I believe I have beaten him every single time. But this is a completely new format. There's nothing to really hide behind. There's no Terra. There's no D-Max. It's just regular mons, So
here, keep going. I'm getting water.
No,
Heartburn.
Go for it.
I'm 30.
And so obviously infamous round 4.
Right.
We're trying to connect. We can't connect. It's really annoying. Like, we keep trying. I try to make a room. He tries to make a room. We're trying over and over and over. We get into like the first turn. Everybody disconnects again. Like, really, really annoying. And so we end up being able to get through at least one game before the judges were like, everybody go take a lunch break. So we both had time. Oh, it does. It super sucks.
So
it super sucks.
Did you guys swap team sheets before you guys even connected to a room, or did you guys swap team sheets after you guys connected for the first time?
We swapped as we connected, and we got through the first game before everything started going to started going haywire. So at that point, I had already like pretty much memorized his team sheet. He memorized mine. We go to the lunch break, and I'm pretty sure we're both spending the lunch break just like seeing what we can do against each other. I mean, he's just playing like Zard, Floette, stuff with, Sinistra and Ensign Backbone and like a Scarf Guard Chomp.
Yep.
Like pretty standard. You guys got that Sash Aegis Slash, which can be pretty annoying. He takes game 1 off of me before we go to break. Like we come back, we're able to connect. I take game 2 off him, and it goes to game 3, and I lead well. I think I want to say maybe turn 3 wrong, where I could have been not necessarily like aggressive toward him, but because he was playing passive, I didn't really take advantage of him playing passive, and it kind of cost me the game in the long run, where I ended up just having I think I brought my Scarf Guard Chomp, and I had locked into Rock Slide, and obviously he brings Aegis Slash, which he hadn't brought the other 2 games, and just locks into Wide Guard the rest of the game, and I can't really do anything. I definitely could have played it differently, but I mean, he outplayed me right at the end, so hats off to him. Great guy, Logan.
Of course.
Yeah, I go 3-1, and by that time, like you said, remember, this is 3.5 hours later. We're just like, gosh, we should be actually going. We should be leaving the venue by now, or whatever. But we still should be ready to go home. And it was kind of reminding me of LA 2024 with that whole incident where we didn't even start round 1 until 3 hours later into the tournament, and we couldn't even finish all our Swiss rounds. I remember being only able to play 6 Swiss rounds that day in LA, and having to play my last 2 early in the morning, and then seeing if you make day 2, and then immediately go and jump into day 2 rounds, which is just not what you want to do. It's really not what you want to do. So I was dreading that we would be repeating the same thing. Luckily, we didn't. Luckily, we got through the tournament, relatively, I wouldn't say quick, but steady the rest of the time. And I don't even, how late did we get out? I can't even remember. Was it 7?
Yeah, we got done at 7. Yeah,
Okay.
7 o'clock.
7.
Day 1, which was not honestly not
I
bad.
get, it's the best we can do. It's the best we could do at the time. So
Right.
It is what it is. Round 5, I face this guy, indie local, Nate Beals. My first Frostlass of the day, or the only Frostlass I saw. I was expecting to see Oroville, but he was running a nasty Frostlass, which was kind of annoying. You also had Palafin, Black Glasses, King Gambit, Sash, Coaching Sneasler, another Aerodactyl, and a Rotom Wash with 2 electric moves, no Hydro Pump, and Willow. So that one was going to be kind of the matchup, not necessarily annoying, but if I'm not respecting what he can do, then he can kind of run away with the game. And we do go to 3 games, if I remember. And I believe I take game 1. He takes game 2, because even though I got off to an early start, game 2, I kind of let him back in. He gets a nasty plot off, and he kind of just positions his mons to where he's able to stall out my Trick Room, and I just lose because my mons aren't fast enough, and he's able just to get off a lot of fast damage after Trick Room ends. And then in game 3, we both are just fighting for position, and I make a call in turn 4, where I'm trying to get my Gambit in, kind of safe, and he double predicts me. He has his own Gambit out on the field, and he has Rotom, and he goes for a Kowtow Cleave into the slot where I had I think I had Farigiraf, and I switched in Gambit. He gets a little damage off. He goes for Will-O-Wisp into that slot as well, predicting my Gambit switch, and I was like, oh gosh, this is done. This is kind of cooked. If I get burned, this is going to be a bigger uphill battle. He misses.
Whew.
And it was a crucial miss. He really needed to hit that. And I did not lose the advantage from there. And I was able to clutch it out.
RNG giveth, RNG taketh away.
Oh,
That's how it is.
It is how it is. It is how it is. That was like my first real piece of RNG for the day. I felt like all my other matches were pretty RNG free, so thanks, Arceus. Now this is round 6. I'm facing a guy named George Geno, and he's playing Zard X with Floette, Mega Floette, and I was like, oh, what's my first Zard X? He's got a pretty good team around it. He's actually running, instead of Gyre Claw, he's running Gunk Shot, Sash Sneasler. Black Glasses King Gambit, really annoying for me. With a Helping Hand, Parting Shot, Flare Blitz Ensign, which I like to see for the most part, like as a Farigiraf, because I'm not taking super effective damage or anything like that. And then just a little backbone of Sinistra, Citrus, and Protect. A lot of Sinistra. It's kind of like a 50-50 to see like if they were running Protect or not, if they were running like Shadow Ball for like Gengar matchups, or maybe hitting like Guardy or something like that, or just having extra stab in general. And I remember we had a little small talk beforehand, and he is not necessarily new, but he's been playing the last couple years. He started in Scarlet Violet, so comparatively to if we were comparing his careers, he's pretty new.
He's got something to fall back on. Yeah,
got something. Yeah. I don't remember too much about this round, except I win 2-0, and Farigiraf kind of just like sets up like a nasty plot and just starts like going to town on everything. He tries to bring Gambit, but my Gambit just outspeeds it and just gets a low kickoff and just kills it before it can do anything, which is really nice. I really appreciate these. Black Glasses Gambit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like the damage output is like fantastic, but you just died to a low kick. So if I win the speed tie or I set up Trick Room and I know you're faster, just it's kind of like GG. Like from there, like Farigiraf is just able to just send free damage into any other slot as the Gambit pins down the other Gambit. So, but nice guy. It was really cool. And at this point, I'm 5-1, going to round 7, and I face Andrew Ding. And I was like, oh, okay, here. At this point, I think we're at like table 12 or something like that. We're in the.
Those who don't know, he is I think 2-time regional champion.
Yes,
Andrew Ding.
2-time.
Yes.
Yeah, 2-time regional champion.
BGC?
Yeah, Valentine BGC. That's the man.
Yeah, it's really, really fantastic player. He's day 2 to bunch. Like I said, 2-time regional champion. He knows what he's doing. So, we exchanged a couple of little small talk, and then we just jump into the match immediately. And he's running, I believe, it's the same team Colin Nails was running.
Most likely. Is it set up?
I think so.
Floette, set up King Gambit? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a timid nature Floette. So yeah. Yeah. I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. He had the 3-attack Aerodactyl, which is the first time I saw 3-attack Aerodactyl this tournament, in my run at least. And he was also running the Sword Stance Black Glasses King Gambit, so he was just double dark move, no coverage. But as we all know from Scarlet Violet, SD Gambit is insane.
Yeah.
Like, it really doesn't need coverage. It really doesn't need coverage after a Sword Stance. So, super scary. Super scary. I remember I led Farig King into this as he led Sneasler Floette. And I was like, all right, I'm going to get up Trick Room. He probably has Gambit in the back like he should, and probably like Ensign. I don't really think you bring Palafin into me that much, just because it's kind of passive and then just waiting in the back. And Fergraph kind of takes away half its moveset. Aerodactyl is, I think, is a pretty fine bring to bring into me for the most part. Like it kind of forces me to not bring Viv as much, just because it can just get targeted really early. And so, yeah, he leads Sneasler, Floette. I lead King and Farig, and I just go for immediately like a Trick Room Fake Out Mega Evolve. And I'm expecting a close combat into either Farig just to like pop my Citrus Berry, or just to Oko the King. And I'm hoping he Okos the King. I really do. Like, anybody knows playing Trick Room, you want to try to get your sweep going like as soon as possible, if anything. So I fake out the Floette, and he doesn't protect, so I get I do about 30% to it, which is really good chip. And he does go for close combat into King and just Okos me, and I was like, okay, fantastic. I bring in Sylveon, and I remember I just go for double Hyper Voice. I'm like, I got Floette on the field, it Mega Evolved already, Fairy Aura is going. Sylveon just loves seeing Floette on the other side of the field and just outspeeding it and just getting so much damage off into it and all its partners. And I could have gone for like a nasty plot, if anything. But because the Sneasler was Sash, it's just better to just start getting things off the board.
Just start swinging, you know?
Yeah. Just start swinging. And in my mind, I was like, there's really only like one thing that you can do. You can like protect stall me out for Trick Room, or you get Floette off the field immediately because you don't want to be taking boosted Fairy Aura, Fairy attacks from my Sylveon. So I was expecting him to like protect Sneasler and swap Floette out into something like Ensign or maybe Gambit. He does protect, but he protects the Floette and he switches out Sneasler. And I'm like, oh, cool. Whatever's coming in is about to take like a lot of damage. He brings in Gambit. And I'm like, oh, sick. So instead of doing like on average Sylveon, if you're talking about like a max HP Gambit or whatever, it's doing about like 48-50% with a Hyper Voice into that. So with Fairy on the field, I'm expecting to do like 65% at the minimum. And Hyper Voice crits. So Gambit just gets one shot. And I'm like, oh, cool. I just click Hyper Voice the rest of the game. Yeah, we play out like maybe 2, maybe 3 more turns, and he just forfeits.
He wanted that info. He wanted more info.
A little bit. It was just kind of done at that point, It was like Gambit was like kind of your thing to like try to like get your way back in the game, and that thing gets one tapped. Like it's just kind of done
right
at that point. We go to game 2. I lead the same. He leads Gambit Sneasler, which I was expecting. That I was like, that is the correct lead. And so I have like 2 options I could do. One of them is like really risky and unnecessary. I could like not fake out a slot and just go after the Gambit immediately, which would be pretty much the wrong play because Kang needs to be able to enable the Fergraph to set up Trick Room. And so obviously like my target is to just slow the Gambit down so I can set up Trick Room. So I'm hoping that he CCs me again into the King slot so I can just start going to town again. And he doesn't protect Gambit. I don't Mega Evolve this time. I do about like 4% with Fake Out. He CC's Kang again, and I just drop. And I'm like, all right, cool. I set up Trick Room, and I bring in my King Gambit at this point. Because at this point, I'm like, okay, if he's just the Black Glasses variant, he probably has a little bit of speed, so I'm perfectly fine under Trick Room. Like, I don't care. So I am just throwing out I believe I threw out a Hyper Voice just for anything that could switch in, and just for chip into the Gambit for, if it decides to, well, if the Gambit decides to switch out itself, like it's spread damage, it's chip. I break Sash on Sneasler, it's good.
Yeah.
He doesn't protect, and my low kick goes first. I just get the kill. Hyper Voice comes in and puts the Sneasler about around like 39%, 40%. And he goes for CC into my Gambit, which is Chopple. And I live on 3 HP.
Woo.
There. And he really needed that. He really, really, really needed that. And so he brings his own Floette. And at this point, I just go for Nasty Plot and I go for Iron Head. Because I really just don't care at this point. He doesn't protect Floette. Floette gets freaking one shot by Iron Head, and it's just he forfeits after that turn.
Wow.
Yeah. It felt nice. It felt nice. I felt like my game plan was pretty solid, and I was able to handle a lot of their threats. I wouldn't say easily, but things just ended up going my way in terms of positioning and stuff. Absolutely. So it felt really, really good. And so
at this point, you've already made day 2.
I made day 2. I'm 6.
Oh yeah. He's
6-1.
Sorry, I would know what that feels like. I'm sorry.
I was like, I would have liked to finish this day 1 with an X1 finish again, like I had done my last couple of tournaments in Regai and like Orlando and like LA. But I go up against Chris Hahn.
Darts.
And I've played him before in Milwaukee of this season, and I believe he went to 3 in that one. And he kind of just the kid is good. The kid's really good at bonds. He's really good at positioning. So not that I'm on the back foot, it's just that I need to be able to match, his positioning, or just at least call out his positioning. And at this point, I'm feeling not necessarily fatigued, but I'm just like, I've already made day 2. I'm not going to try to get out a lot of info. I'm okay if I lose this round. I mean, I wasn't going to try to lose it, but if I lose, I lose. And he too owes me. I definitely could have positioned better, but I didn't. I wouldn't say relatively quick.
That was you on point. I heard it. You heard it. We all heard it.
From who?
You, bro.
I didn't yawn.
Yeah, whatever. All right, doesn't matter.
I didn't yawn.
I'm keeping things interesting, okay? I'm the host.
You're just making up false narratives. That's crazy.
So we are
the
at 55
media,
minutes
people.
already. Let's briefly surmise day 2.
Okay. Day 2. I start off 3-0. I face Guardy Rain. The matchup was really interesting. Guy brings Guardy game 1 and Mousehold, and I kind of just outposition him, set Photograph up with like one nasty plot. He's able to like one tap the Pelly, start Hyper Voice chipping a bunch of stuff, and it was pretty, I wouldn't say easy, but after Photograph got a nasty plot set up, it was really, really nice. Games 2 and 3, he brings Venu instead. He beats me game 2 because he sets his Archelodon up really well and gets a lot of stamina boosts, and I just can't outdo the leftovers healing. And for game 3, I believe I get up to +4 with Farig to be able to like outdo the Archelodon leftovers healing and win from there. The next round, I place another Zard X with a really interesting move, and I think the fire move that I prefer on Zard X, not Flare Blitz, Tempered Flare. I think Tempered Flare is vastly underrated on that mon. Because there's a lot of stuff that, can get the double power boost from it. Like if he gets flinched, it's now hitting for something for 150 damage. If people don't know this interaction, if you're put to sleep, it counts as that same thing. Mm-hmm. It counts as you being stopped for a turn. So whether you get a turn 1 wake up or you get a 2-turn wake up, you have an 150 base power move charge for at least a turn or 2 turns just to throw it out onto somebody. And that's how I lost game 2, because he got a 2-turn sleep and I wasn't able to kill the Zard fast enough, and he was able to just like one tap one of my mons with 150 base power Tough Claws move. And yeah, and I remember this goes to game 3, and it literally came down to my King Gambit and Sylveon versus his Zard and his Sinistra, and my Sylveon, being super clutch this weekend, gets a nice Hyper Voice crit onto his Zard. He was around like 69%, gets the Oko and puts the Sinistra to about like 5%, where I can finish it off with a quick attack like the next turn. So Sylveon was really, really goated this weekend, or this past weekend. And then I face Mega Magnetric, like semi-rain team. Really interesting team. Really, really interesting. It's a Sash Chomp, which on this team like super fits. Garchomp at least gets 2 moves off, like maximum, if not, more. Especially because it was Jolly Nature, so it's outspeeding a lot of stuff. You got dual weather kind of set up with Manectric having manual rain for Rain Dance and a Prim that can do a lot of damage if it gets like Calm Mind set up with Hyper Voice and Moonblast. I remember losing game 1, but as the same thing with like round 2, I got speed info, which is what I was looking for, and I faced another Zard Y that was just max speed modest. So my game was speed tying, and I could tell that because I had set up Trick Room, and I had gone first before Trick Room, and then in Trick Room, the Zard outsped me that time. So I was like, okay, we're speed tying. I had to keep a mental note about that. Game 2, she brings the rain mode. Absolutely mopped that stuff. I expected her to bring it. Prim would have been really good if I wasn't prepared for it. And then game 3, it comes down to just positioning like my Scarf Chomp into her Charizard and being able to put it into range of certain things. And again, like end game of like Gambit, Sylveon just like clutched up against +1 Primarina, where I was freely just throwing out like hyper beams at the end and like Iron Heads, to where like she can't KO both mons, she has to choose one, and it was just locked up from there. And then so I had my winning in, and I face the eventual regional winner, Arcelpuri. And this is probably the matchup I was annoyed about the most. It's just standard Zard Floette stuff, but it has Sash Venu, and Sash Venu is just really annoying. You can't get rid of it turn 1 whatsoever. And that really, really sucked. And so in my mind, game 1, I was like, I'm just going to have to hope for some RNG. Like Sleep Powder RNG missing. Because comparatively, a sleep powder from Venu compared to a sleep powder from Viv, Venu's sleep powder feels way more volatile than mine does, just because of the compound ice boost. Like, you're expecting to hit that. Venu, if it's hitting and it's getting max sleep turns, way more devastating.
Yeah, I believe it.
First 3 turns of game 1, or first 4 turns, he double protects turn 1 with his Zard and Venu, and I had gone for a fake out into Venu just to try to break Sash. And I had led Viv, and I was going for like a sleep powder, or I was going for a hurricane into Venu just to try to pick it off immediately. Next 3 turns, my Viv dodges 2 heat waves and a sleep powder.
Okay, RNG.
Oh yeah, King RNG.
That's not the RNG we saw from our Sol.
He got all his bad RNG out of the way in our set.
Out on you. That's crazy.
Yeah. And guys, if your Viv is dodging 2 heat waves and a sleep powder, and you don't win that game, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you should win that game regardless. Like, yeah, it's very lucky that I did, obviously, but if you're not taking advantage of those 3 turns, like, you probably just deserve to lose there. We bring the same 4. I wouldn't say he necessarily cooks me game 2, but he just positions his Venu really well, and he gets like max sleep turns. And then game 3, he switches it up and goes to Floette Backbone with Ensign Sinistra, and I just didn't bring the right mons for that whatsoever. And he rightly beats me and completely deserves it. Completely deserves it. We had a little small talk after. We both realized we've both been playing since 2014, so that was really cool to find that out. And my run ends right there, and so at that point I was just waiting to see where I was going to end up, and I was hoping for at least top 32 because that was my goal, and I get exactly 32nd. Yeah. So, you know,
2 booster boxes, let's go.
Yeah, 2 booster boxes.
Perfect order, never mind.
Yeah, made about like 350 off those, so can't complain. I kind of broke even with my trip with that, so
good man. Good.
Overall, really happy with that result.
Yeah, excellent job. Congratulations to Aaron for the top 32 at Indianapolis Regionals.
All right, let's look up Nathaniel.
All right, I'm going to keep this super brief because we are out of time. But
we're never out of time. We're never out of time, man.
We're never out of time. I'll keep it brief. Guys, I went in with a very big head. I went in feeling really, really good about myself. I locked in my boy, my partner in crime, Mega Meganium, a Sharp Beak Talonflame, Choice Scarf Hydreigon, Citrus Berry, Milotic, Metal Coat Scizor, which I believe to be like the play, the call for the regional. And then very last minute, came down to a literal coin flip in the Airbnb on what item my Garchomp locked in. And he settled on Garchomp-ite. I brought in Mega Garchomp as a secondary Mega for the team. I'm not gonna go match by match, but leading up to round 4, I was 3-1. I lost my very first round to not a Parish team, but an Encore Disable team. It was just Encore Mizkat Disable, Mega Gengar, and then Encore Disable Alola Ninetales. Like, this thing was obnoxious to navigate. And I beat him game 1 somehow. Game 2, he locked me up pretty good. In game 3, he gave me the ability to win turn 1 if I had doubled into his exposed Gengar turn 1. But I didn't fully commit to that read, and he ran away with the game afterwards. I proceeded to win the next 3 rounds. Round 5, as soon as the break ends, I play my opponent. I forget what his name was, but
Ryan Reagan.
He what was that?
Ryan Reagan.
Oh, Ryan Reagan. Ryan Reagan. That's right. Is this my? No. It would have been. Yeah. Okay. So Ryan. Yeah. He played. That's right. He had the sash. He had the sash mousehold. So I had to navigate the sash mousehold. It was pretty difficult for my team. His Floette was pretty well protected from my Scizor. Swapping in Incineroar to just slow it down damage wise. I had to compensate with sword stances. He played better than me. It did come down to a game 3, but that was a rough matchup. Following round, my round 6, I played Eric Bartlett, a longtime friend of mine. Yeah, that longtime friend of mine. Known this guy for a hot minute. He's a good player, and games. All 3 games actually, I led Garchomp plus something, and every game he got the Garchomp off the field at no cost. So he just eliminated my main answer to Charizard and Incineroar and all that jazz, and Sneasler. I think he had a Sneasler right out the gate, and I had to navigate a Charizard, an Incineroar, a Sneasler, and then one of them I'm blanking on what it was, with just a Scizor. And Aegislash. Aegislash. So Charizard, Incin, Aegislash, and Sneasler, I had to navigate with just a Talonflame, a Milotic, and a Scizor. And I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I pulled this set out of my butt, but I did. And the games 2 and 3 without my Garchomp, I brought it back and won the set. So at this point, I'm X-2. There's 2 more rounds to go. Breath of fresh air won a set that I absolutely should not have won. Shoutouts to Eric. And I play against Matt. This is his name. I'm not Matt Spucker. No, Spucker. And I beat this guy game 1. Game 2, I have a Sword Stance Scizor in front of his Mega Floette that hadn't protected, and he was not in a position to redirect the Bullet Punch. So in that situation, there's 2 things that can happen. A, he protects and then brings in a Pokemon that can redirect the Bullet Punch. Or B, he leaves the thing exposed and then he continues for some kind of offensive play. And of course, I read the protect. He doesn't protect. He leaves it exposed. He offers me up his Mega Floette game 2 on a silver platter, and I don't take it. And he's playing like a madman game 2, leaving things exposed that should never be left exposed, and just reading me like an absolute book. I'm overreading him like an insane person. Takes game 2, and then game 3 plays super safe, and I play right into his hands, and he takes me out. And at that point, round 7, my day 2 contention's over. In round 8, I was just cooked. I was not feeling myself, and my round 8 opponent was the only person the entire day to 2-0 me. So that was the only. Wow. This guy washed me. Game 1, I overpredicted, and game 2, I underpredicted, and I just this guy just clapped me. That was it.
So every game you played went to a game 3. Every
match I lost, except for the final one, went to a game 3. I 2-0'd some of my opponents, went to game 3. Some of them, it was a good old variety throughout the day. But this run was by no fault of the team. I got to make that very clear. My team was very, very good. In fact, every single match that I lost, it came down to me in my play. I had the tools to win every single time. Literally every single time. There was no crazy bad RNG in any of my sets. I had a very, very clean tournament. I just, after that round 4, after that 3-hour break, I didn't come back into the tournament feeling as, hot and heavy with adrenaline like I was earlier in the day. I was on a roll. I had won 3 sets in a row before the long break, and by the time we were finally getting back into it, I had sat down. I'd actually cracked open a coffee to get some caffeine in my system. I was getting tired, and I allowed myself to fall off the wagon. So it's entirely on me. My team was very cool. I think I could have day 2'd with Meganium if I had kept the energy up, and I I'm really kicking myself for this performance, guys. I let you all down. I let everybody down.
I mean, man, like imagine you make day 2, you face Wolf, and you just win.
Yo, it's funny. Yeah, we were talking about that in a call yesterday. My Wolfie's team gets like 5 of his 6 Pokemon just get O-code by Meganium. The Steelix, the T-Tar, the Sinistcha, the Rotom, like everything but the Talonflame just gets mopped by Meganium. Granted, that's one matchup, right? Of course, we can always speculate, but I would have loved to have played that matchup and be like, oh man, I don't have a Meganium matchup. Be like, that's awesome, but didn't happen. But that was my run. Very lackluster. I expected a lot more of myself, and that I think actually is a lot of what the problem was. I think I went into it feeling like I think I felt entitled to a better performance because of just how long I've been doing this, and what I get in response to my entitlement is quite literally my worst performance that I've ever had in my 10 years of playing this game. So there's a lesson in that, guys. Humble yourselves. Don't think you deserve anything. You need to go out there and you need to earn it. No matter what, no matter how seasoned you are, no matter how confident you are, doesn't matter. Does not matter at the end of the day. At all. Real quick before we jump into, let's talk about the tournament a little bit. Talk about the experience though. Like, how was the weekend? Did you guys come out of the weekend? I mean, obviously the performance was one thing, but like, did you guys enjoy the weekend? Did you enjoy Indianapolis? Did you enjoy hanging out? Like, what'd y'all do?
I mean, yeah, like this is my second time in Indy. Believe Indy. We also had Indy in 2024, right, Nate?
Yeah, we were both there.
And it's a great city, man. It's a clean city. There's just stuff to do around. Like the food was good.
Nightlife. It's got a great nightlife.
It's got a solid nightlife. Like it's a very, very nice city. So I'm very pleased whenever we're able to like go back to Indy.
Absolutely.
Just good experience, good vibes, like all around. Of course, I have to be extra happy because my Spurs won the Western Conference Finals that Saturday night, and such a hype game.
This ain't my wheelhouse. Everyone else around me was talking about it. I'm
look, I will say, after day 1, you know, I was like, the foremost thought on my mind was, all right, I can't be bombing my day 2 like my last couple of regionals where I had really strong starts, and I'd be going 1-4. You know,
you wanted to be ready for
I wanted to be not necessarily be ready. I needed a better result, because if I drop at least 2 games, I'm not guaranteeing myself top 32.
Right.
The Spurs winning completely inspired me. Completely. They get every little bit of credit for this top 32 finish. Every
Spurs, sponsor us.
I wish.
Yeah, maybe one day.
I mean, look, let's
keep blazing them in the maybe.
Day 2, bro. I mean, 3-1, and you only lost to the actual reigning champion. Like it's kind of sick.
Gotta feel good.
No, it did. It felt really, really, really good.
Will and I stayed out until like 4 a.m. We just hung at a brother's bar until we stayed at brother's bar until like 3 a.m. We were partying it up.
Jeez,
Will was laddering Pokemon Showdown in the bar.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Will, you trying to be MVP over here?
Bro, I'm not an addict.
I'm over here mingling.
Playing Randbats at least.
Will's at the table, just grinding out Charizard, Floette stuff. He's having a good time.
I'm like, I know I can do this. I should have done better. I will never lose to a Pelipper again.
Never lose to a Pelipper again. But no, guys, it was awesome. All right, real quick. Of your 6 Pokemon, who was your MVP and why?
Will, go for it.
Yeah, start with Will.
Okay. start with me. I gotta pull my team back up, but
You don't remember?
I do.
6?
I do.
No,
I'm not
I'm
gonna
messing
lie.
with you.
I really thought like coming into it that Basket Legion was gonna be like the MVP because I've had heavy practice in the past few weeks with Basket Legion, King Gambit, and Garchomp. Nate, we've played a lot of teams with that core, leading with Meganium and T-Tar and
We
different.
prepped a lot with that core.
Yeah,
100%.
and Basket Legion Sash just like really does a good job cleaning up and being a revenge killer when need be. But I gotta be honest, bro. Like, I see why Charizard's so good, bro. It's insane. And then the team will had the Charizard EV to like live one Rock Slide if need be, depending on if like Aerodactyl's faster than you or if it's Choice Scarf Garchomp. But like Charizard's a beast. It's an actual demon. But then next to Charizard, if it's not Charizard, it's King Gambit. King Gambit just gets a good sucker punch on a lot of stuff, and it's at least doing 30% damage. And that 30% came clutch in a lot of games for me.
Mm-hmm.
And King Gambit helped me basically be able to swing my cojones a little bit this weekend. You feel me?
Swing my cojones.
Hey,
Gonna quote that real quick.
You gotta just throw that sucker punches around, bro. If you don't take that chance, you don't take that chance, and you ain't gonna know it when it feels like. And I
For sure.
felt like for real. So sucker punch, heat wave was just so crucial. But like I said, Charizard's probably the MVP, like it should be. Obviously, it's the best mod in the format. But I was very surprised. That I thought like Basket Legion and even Aerodactyl would be like MVPs. I just assumed that they were pretty needed. I didn't even tailwind a lot of the time. I just played around. I waited out people's tailwinds, waited out people's trick room, etc. Waited out Auroraville. You know, I was a very patient player this weekend, but when that patience came out, that Charizard came swinging, and that's a -1 yawn for Nate. I saw the yawn.
I'm the host. Screw you.
But no,
Good
Charizard
catch,
for me.
good catch.
Charizard for me. Thank you.
All right, Nate, you?
Oh, for me, it was Milo. Milotic easily cabelled the vintage beauty. My lady, shiny Milotic. She was just such a thorn in my opponent's side. Like, I was running an offensive set with Citrus Berry to supplement the lack of bulk investment, but it was modest. It was pretty heavily invested in special attack and like Icy Wind, Ice Beam, Scald, and those moves whichever move you click, you almost always make progress, and it's just an insanely bulky Pokemon to remove. Like, Milotic was fantastic. She bought me so much time against many of my opponents. Covered Scizor from Incineroar switch-ins pretty much the entire weekend that allowed me to win several of my sets and even get close in others. Like, she was the glue that held my team together by far. No one else comes close. I wanted to give it to Meganium, but truth be told, it was Milotic. Second, but Mega Garchomp surprised me. I played a lot of Sun Floette, and anytime I predicted the Sun mode and brought Garchomp, Mega Garchomp, impossible for them to deal with. Absolutely just dismantled those teams. So, yeah. But Milotic, but Mega Garchomp made a pretty good showing. Very surprising showing.
I mean, it did cut that regional.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. All right, Aaron, you glazed your Sylveon a lot, but I don't mean that's not what I meant.
Okay,
I didn't mean to say that.
right,
Those aren't the words I'd choose again.
I will be objectively honest. It is a 5-way tie.
A 5-way tie.
It is a
All right,
5-way.
All right, who's the asshole at the end of the
He's gonna
day?
say for Rigorat for sure.
Oh, bro. Look,
I'm guessing
I'm
it's
sorry,
Garchomp.
Garchomp was just not that it didn't do what it needed to do when I needed to bring it, but it was the least brought mon. Every single one of the other mons were equally brought to all my matches. They all just cohesively worked together so well. Viv did its thing, sleep powdering stuff. Its least click move was Rage Powder. this tournament, which was really
Wow.
really funny, really funny. I think if I can remember correctly, out of 12 rounds, I clicked it maybe 4 times. But it did its job. I clicked Pollen Puff more than I did, Rage Powder. Gambit, 4 attack Gambit is just a beast. Will, I saw that you had it on your team. It is a beast. It covers exactly what you need it to do. It's just a big damage dealer. It takes care of the mirror, and lets you just be effective into like the balanced Floette stuff at the same time without sacrificing anything. Just a monster of a mon. I remember I didn't even have this mon on my team like a week ago, and once I added it, like it just changed the dynamic of the team. Sylveon, same thing, man. It's just a great bit of
damage backbone.
It's just a damage dealer, man. And with all these Floettes running around, it screams even louder. Breaking eardrums and stuff.
I love that.
And it was a little quick attack, even though quick attack's not doing the crazy amount of damage that you think it would need to. It does enough. It does enough to where people have to respect it. And Kang, people be disrespecting Kang, but Kang is good. Kang is good. Kang has always been good. That's why it's got nerfed twice in the past. It still matches up, at least right now in this MA format, really well into the field itself. It's got great damage output. It does tend to run into a little bit of force move slot syndrome just because it's got a great move pool as well. So you really have to decide what your team needs in terms of coverage, to make it function. But King was great. It was amazing. And Farig is technically the glue for this team.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
But, Farig wouldn't be able to function without those other 4 members, doing their job as well. What can I say about Farig?
I like the nasty plot. I like the nasty plot a lot. That's not something I saw a whole lot of leading up to it's up to Indy.
Yeah, I think Will, you can even check the Farigs in the tournament there. I think maybe only 4 other Farigs had nasty plot on there. I believe so.
Only 2 of you.
Only 2.
Calvin and
Dang.
you.
Oh, literally, you 1,010 people. You 2.
I think you can even check it on. You can actually check it on Report Worm. If you go, you can actually sort by mons.
No, he just searched it up though. He searched up
But that's on Top Cut Explorer. If you go to the Report Worm and you click if you go to the Report Worm for Indy and you check the search by mons function, it'll give you even more detail. It'll give you the whole tournament instead of all the participants instead of just top 128.
Okay, got you. I don't know how to do that. Let's see. Report Worm.
I believe you when you say 5.
I believe you too.
I believe it. I believe it's 5. Really underrated move on Farig right now. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic, you guys. Listen, it may not have been. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that. It was a great regional. My performance was lackluster, but my experience was elite. Will, you had your best tournament to date, and Aaron, you did too, actually. You guys both had your best. This was your best finish, guys, both of you. Congratulations to the both of you. I'm extremely proud.
For the season?
Was that?
You talking about for the season or just overall?
This is your overall best, right? Closest to yeah.
No. I've had better finish. I've had if we're talking in terms of just in range.
Top 32 out of 1,010. You've topped that?
I've hit 22nd, 25th. Those are technically better.
I'm fine. This guy's brigging me. No. Congratulations on getting to your Winnenden for the first time. How about that?
Sure. I just need to do it next time.
Yes, we all have more improving to do, but that's the beauty of this game is you can reach the pinnacle and you can still keep going. But guys, I am going to tally up the points here real quick, and we're going to determine the host of next week's episode. Thank you to everyone who's been bearing with us. What's up?
No, I was just saying drum roll.
No, just a drum roll, please. Drum roll,
Edit,
please.
edit.
We're gonna thank you to all the listeners who bore with us for this episode. We had a lot to discuss, and I know it's going to be a longer one than our typical 1 hour format. But you know, these tournaments, they are really there's a lot to go over whenever they happen. So, all right, we're gonna start with Will over here. Will, you got a point for the Typhoon. We got a 5 and 3 point. We have a Brazilian beatdown point.
Oh, wow.
I subtracted a point for the yawn, and I subtracted another point for calling me out for my yawn. And
Wow.
I got another point here for swinging your cojones, as you said it. And then Aaron, we've got Ripworm, because we couldn't hear you at first. You got a point for your day 2. My -1 fabricated yawn point. I'm keeping that there. Got a point for going 9 and 3. A 5-way tie point. And that puts you guys at right about even. But real quick, I have another question to ask you on top of all of this. Will, how many championship points did you earn this last weekend?
0.
All right, Aaron, how many championship points did you earn this weekend?
160.
All right, so since it was a tie, I'm just gonna completely just get rid of the points that were there initially. So with a lead of 160 points to 0,
Oh my gosh.
Aaron, congratulations! You will be the host of next. I keep saying next week. It's been a month since our last episode, but the next installment of Insomnia Radio episode 4 will be hosted by our boy Aaron Perez. Hey, Aaron, your first winner's speech, please. The floor is yours.
The audience knows that this is deserved. I have been robbed by so many countless things, just not rock slide flinches. But I will strive to be the best host I can be, and can't do any more than that.
Love it.
William, loser speech.
Well, I mean, you can't compete with 160 championship points. I mean, like, I had bad resistance, man. What do you want from me? You know, like, you know, but hey, no, for real, congrats to you, AP, for real. I think it's really dope. What was your last event?
Before this one, I was LA. I competed in LA last.
So it was a few months ago. Okay, so it wasn't like last year.
Oh, like a month, a month ago.
So yeah, so you're still out here. So you're just grinding, bro. So like, this is nothing new to you. You just out here. You just do it. So no, real talk. It's really cool to be around good players like you and like Nate. So I'm happy for you, and I'm excited for your host.
I'm the one surrounded by royalty at the game today.
There we go.
I have the privilege of having 2 elite players on my podcast this week. All right, that's how this goes. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging, for listening. Appreciate all of y'all being here, and we will be back pretty soon, hopefully less than a month from now, until Aaron's first episode 4. Thank you guys once again. Have a great rest of your night, and podcast out.